Let me check if this is working. Mhm. Oh, it should be working, but it's not. Oh, it is working now. Perfect. It should be working, but it's not. All right. So the goal here is to try to debug what's going on here, which is we're trying to set up AWS permissions on Cryo Cloud so that they can access this AWS bucket, but they cannot. So let's hop on to the staging hub. I don't know if this is even the right URL. Nope. Staginghub.cryoindexcloud.com because I think that's where Saz already applied this to test because that's what she says. Already logged in. I start it, and then we shall see how this goes. All right. So the first thing to do is to check if the AWS identity is correctly set up. So the command for that is AWS STS, which I think is Secure Token Service, get caller identity. So this tells us who AWS thinks we are. And you can see here, like in our case, it should be basically this. Like this is what we're looking for. NASA cryo staging is the right one, and it basically means that we are like, okay, this is the role is correct. So next, I'm going to look at AWS S3 LS S3 colon slash slash slide root public, and it clearly says list objects we do operation is access denied. Um, but the important thing here is that there is already another one, which is this USGS Landsat that was added at some point, and I know for a fact that USGS Landsat is in fact available. So if I look for USGS Landsat S3 bucket, um, yeah, let's look at that. Or like maybe this one. Yeah. Oh, let's Landsat PDS. Uh, let's see USGS Landsat. Uh, let's find out. Okay. There we go. So there is, I mean, so this is basically one of the things it's showing is that we are missing like a bucket that we need to test this, right? Because the problem is this could be an issue on the side of the bucket, right? Because like this requires both the owner of the bucket sets some permissions, but as well as us, and maybe we have it right, but they have it wrong. I don't know, but let's see. So I'm just looking for, like a specific thing we can do to test. So I'm gonna be like, uh, sucks. Okay. I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to copy paste this? Okay, it's 3 colon slash slash use just. Why would you do this? Like, why would you take a screenshot of something and put it in your PDF file? This is clearly a screenshot from like a Jupyter notebook. Uh, USGS Landsat collection 02 slash. I mean, I don't really think that that's very much set up in any way or form. So let's go and look at the this itself. Okay. So there's the question of is the multiple statements the problem? I don't think it is. On the left, I have the NASA Veda hub where I know that this is in fact working. So let's try this permission actually, because I want to see if I can list all the buckets I have access to, just list that. So let's see, I go to cd terraform AWS, workspace, select NASA Cryo, should be Cryo on the cloud, but we didn't know that at that time. Let's see what this looks like. I've already set up the credentials because I've learned from my previous streaming attempts that much easier to do that way. Right, so from looking at this, it's going to, I'll add that to prod, which I think is fine. Not concerned it's going to be a destructive action. And then it's going to add this extra thing to staging. It's done. So now if I do AWS3LS, it does list some of these things, but not all of them. So I'm now again very confused. Okay. So let's see. I'm also just trying to see if there is something else here causing problems. It's a friend who's calling. I'm not going to pick that up right now. Just stop it. Oh, I can take my headphones off. And okay, let's see. Let's try changing this one up a little bit because it is being created, right? And then this is sort of like a fairly reasonable, normal way to do this. Okay, let's try this again. Invalid character somewhere. Yeah, that's missing. It's always a missing comma. I don't think this should actually have any effect, but let's try it, right? The ways of AWS S3 can be mysterious. Okay. That's also missing, and then slide rule public missing list objects redo operations denied. Okay, so now let's go look at the IAM center here to see if there's something we can identify. Go to roles, and I know that the role here is this is the role. And if I look at the policy, I mean, it's here as I would expect. Okay, for details, show remaining. What does that mean? I don't understand that at all. let's click learn more. Okay. This policy defines some actions, resources, conditioned. Okay. Maybe I'm missing a colon? No. ARN colon AWS colon S3 colon 333. And action is S3 colon star. I mean, that seems honestly reasonable to me. Okay. Okay. I mean, this is fine, right? Fuck it. Yeah, it adds up. It's correct. So why isn't this working? Okay. Hmm. Uh, hmm. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create uh I'm gonna go into another AWS account that we have, and I'm gonna create a S3 bucket and then try to do the thing. Uh, just to be safe, right? Like I'm gonna move this off to a different app. Okay, so let's do this from here. And I'm gonna try to integrate this boy back here. And access Firefox containers, right? So I can have both of these open at the same fucking time. Right. I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call this UV Panda test cross account access. See, it's disabled. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What happened here? Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go back to here. Look at our docs. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna say permissions. Let me do that correctly. I'm gonna create policy, correct. And then I'm gonna go find this ARN. And this is the, and then oh, it's the space, and the bucket is, that's is bucket. God damn it, you're not gonna give me autocomplete, huh? Fine. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's figure out what's going on here. Unsupported principal. What does that even mean? Interesting. Okay. I mean, what happens if I hit save? As prohibited field principal. Okay, so let's look at this documentation. Okay. Let's Google prohibited field principal. Maybe it needs to be inside S3. Okay, so this documentation is confusing because this just says create an IAM policy. Okay, create policy. This is the create policy. In the policy editor, I'm not able to specify the principal. Okay, all right. So, so I go here. Let's try this. Okay, let's hit edit. See what happens here. Unexpected error. Action does not apply to any resources in statement. Okay. Let's make sure try to add the star. Okay. Now let's try this. Okay. What happened? Let's look at the original cross AWS account S3 access. This is the original document. Okay. I see. So this is a bucket policy. Okay. Well, let's just try this, shall we? So I'm gonna. No, this is good enough because ls should still give us something, right? So if I go back here and then try this, like that, and then apply. So if I go back here, ls, I don't see it. S3, let's copy this. Maybe panda cross test account access. Less. I do get it. Okay, okay. So I think there are two problems going on here. One is there's one problem, which is the USGS situation that I think needs to be. Wow, I just looked at my window. It's stunning. One, that's the USGS situation that needs to be handled separately. Um, and then two is this cross-account access, where I think the specific problem is that it needs to be attached to the bucket policy rather than IAM. So we are linking to the wrong thing here. So we need to link to the correct thing. How did that even work before? I guess it didn't. I don't know. Um, yeah, I also know from the OpenScapes Slack that someone else was trying to use USGS recently. So I know I have this exact URL. So let's copy the URL and then see what happens. Okay. CP Dutch. Okay, that's fine. So it's not able to be copied. So there is a USGS Landsat situation that is a problem, but that is separate from like this problem because this works. Okay. All right. So, um, so I'm going to basically, this is not needed. I'm going to basically reapply this so that it's in the same state as status PR. And then I'm just going to go back and verify that that ls still doesn't actually work. So it isn't actually anything to do with the public whatever situation that I had earlier, where I like selected like, oh, I don't care if it's like We can public because I mean yeah, I don't want to. Yes. Oh no. Yes. So okay, correct. This is correct. This is what's the problem. Um, okay, great. So I am going to bucket access case. I'm going to, what is this? It is features buckets. Okay, cross cardistry access. All right. And so this needs to be attached. Okay. Attach a bucket policy that grants appropriate access to bucket from the hub. Okay, and then I'd also add a warning. You're trying to add this as irregular IAM policy, you may get an error about principal not being allowed. Okay. Make this PR. And then I'm going to stop this stream and I'm going to go respond to the support ticket. Goodbye.